The Vinny D Show.
Hey, Matt Connors. We're back for week 2 of our little adventure here. We had a good first week for doing this for a bunch of schmucks, just throwing out some picks together.
Terrific week. 78% is good, I think.
Yeah. So everyone can keep us honest. I'm gonna post up the screen share here of what we did last week, so everybody can see it together. So we're not no one can say we're not. So we went 11-3 week 1. Overall unit count was +8, so it's positive. Here are the results very quickly, and then we'll get into this week's. And I even put our week's picks on this so we can show it to you kind of before the picks and then after the week, so that everybody's kind of on the same page. So it was fun. It was a fun week. There were a lot of close games, a lot of games that were competitive, or at least were fun to keep an eye on. So I'm probably going to start off with this question every week. I mean, trends, anything going on? I know I talked to you a lot about almost over 80, I think it was 87% of favorites have won their games outright over the first 2 weeks, but only 57% have actually covered. So it's not really strong enough to kind of fade yet. So
sure. And we're going to keep an eye on that for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it looks like Vegas has the right favorites. It just looks like I mean, at 57%, Vegas is making money, so they're happy with that.
Right, yeah. And with the COVID year, I mean, it's going to take some adjusting for the line. So, and we already see that in week 3 here.
Yeah. Interesting start to this game already. A lot of points by the Dolphins early on. I wonder if that second.
Yeah, I'm checking as we go. Yeah, because we are filming on Thursday night this week, not Wednesday night.
Yeah, so we're filming just after halftime here. So, and I know the under was a strong play here, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Right. I mean, yeah. So week 2 for me, I mean, a couple of things that stood out. I just can't believe how bad the Vikings are, and Kirk Cousins. I mean, he is just struggling. I think he had a QBR of like 15 last week, which is just it's crazy to see his downfall. And we'll see in week 3 and on if he can pick it up or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward because, you know, Stephon Diggs wasn't – I mean, he would have some big games in Minnesota, but he was kind of I don't want to say an afterthought, but everyone was talking about how great Adam Thielen was and how he gets a bulk of these targets and all that. But having Diggs, I think, kept a lot of the defense at least honest on both sides of the field. And Justin Jefferson, I guess, is not that guy yet, and they haven't been able to get a running game. And yeah, they've been ugly.
Right. It's been ugly. Chargers played well, especially with their rookie QB. That was a surprise to me. What else stood out? Jets worst team in the NFL for sure. I think I said that last week too, and I'll say it again.
Even with the turf helping out, they still couldn't stop a nosebleed.
And we'll talk about that later with the game against the Giants. And you know, again, lastly, that Cowboy game was crazy. Obviously, Cowboys won, didn't cover, but you know, the Falcons not jumping on that onside kick was just crazy to me. We talked about that as soon as it happened. I was just the football IQ is very, very bad.
Yeah, you would think most of these guys have probably played football for 15 or 20 years of their life. They wouldn't get big momented with that, but they did. It's like the moment takes over. They don't know what the hell's going on, and that's a scary proposition.
Ugly.
All right, let's jump into this week. So again, we're doing this on Thursday night. So you know, Matt was all over the. You were on Jacksonville in the under, or were you on Miami in the under?
Yeah, I had Jacksonville -3 and the under 49.5. Miami's playing well. We'll see. Jacksonville's a second half team, so we'll see what happens. I'd like to go 1-1, just win the under, lose Jacksonville, and move on.
Yeah. I mean, it's an official no play for either one of us because we're not on right for this. But it's Thursday nights are always kind of scary. That Thursday nights I think are even worse this year because of the way everything's kind of being handled. So I think maybe something to look forward to going on. You may see more veteran quarterback teams or things like that maybe have a little better effect on Thursday night, not needing as much kind of to go week in, week out. But we'll see. We'll see how that works this year.
Right.
I'll just go in order. Again, I know we only had a couple plays each, so if the game is a no play for us, we could just make a comment on it, and then we'll just run over the next game. So first game on the docket here is Chicago Bears at Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta -3. It's a no play for me. I'd probably be depending on if Julio Jones is playing in this game, I know they're saying he's questionable. It looks like he's going to play. I'm probably fading the under, if anything. But other than that, I have no real play here. What about you?
Yeah, no play for me. I would agree on the under there. The Falcons just have shown that they can't close out a game. They just can't win a game. Bears, I think, are a little overrated playing the Giants last week. They won, didn't get the cover. I have no play on this game. I'll watch and see what happens, but that's definitely no play for me and no play for you as well.
Yeah. Next game on there is Rams at Bills. Bills are -2.5. And again, I'm using ESPN lines here, so books of course will be shaded. It could be a point in each direction. But Rams at Bills, no play for me on this. You got to play on this one?
Yeah, Bills for me is going to be one of my plays. -2.5. I'm checking the lines now. They're actually down to -1.5. So I like that even more there. Josh Allen has proven in these first 2 weeks that he is a good quarterback. He has a lot of haters, but he's a good quarterback. Bills are playing well. I think they win this game. Rams are back on the East Coast for the second straight week after being in Philly last week. Now they're back in New York and Buffalo. I think this is a soft spot for them. I like the Bills here. I'm playing it for 1 unit.
Good play. All right, first one on the board. All right, next game, Washington, the Washington football team, at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland right now are a touchdown favorite at home. -7 is what I'm seeing here. And I believe you have a play on this one.
Yeah, I like Washington here. It's going to be a 1 unit play for me. I don't trust Cleveland at all. Their offense is clicking nicely. They run the ball well. But I think Washington keep this one close, maybe backdoor at the end. Baker seems to throw interceptions in the red zone every single week, and that's every single week. I could see it being a low-scoring game, maybe like 2014, something like that. I like Washington here. Their O-line's very good. I think Haskins is going to put up enough points, to get the cover here. Small play, 1 unit, like Washington.
Yeah, I mean, they gave up 30 points last week, did Washington, but I think Arizona's offense, especially at home, where Kyler can run around and things like that, is a lot more potent than what Cleveland's going to throw out there most weeks. And Washington's actually pretty decent against the run, and I think that's how Cleveland's offense gets going. We all got backdoored last week watching the Cleveland just play prevent defense, so I'm going to stay away from Cleveland for a couple of weeks. But I don't mind that pick, especially outside of a touchdown. If you can buy that hook over 7.5, I'm with you. I like that game. So this game is one of the games I do have a play on. I want to hear your take on it. So Tennessee at Minnesota. Tennessee road favorite -2.5.
Yeah. Again, Kirk Cousins. I think the Vikings are a bad football team this year. I think they can go 3-13, 4-12. I think Vegas is still overevaluating them for sure here. I like Tennessee. Are you on Tennessee?
So I'm actually on this game. I'm on the under of 48.5.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think either one of them are going to run away with it, and I think both teams are content with running the ball and keeping the game close. I don't think either one of them will run away from each other, and that's really what I'm expecting, 21-17. So I absolutely think Tennessee can cover, but I'm way more on the under there of a high 40s point. I think that should be somewhere closer to 44, so that's the reason I'm playing the under.
Yeah, no, it's actually up to 49.5. I'm checking now, so that's an even better play. I see a large dose of Derrick Henry this week. Kirk Cousins has proven he can't throw the ball right now. I like that under. I also lean Tennessee. It's not going to be a play for me right now. Come Sunday, it's possible that 2.5 is juicy. At -120, but I lean Tennessee. I like your under there. It's a nice pick.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. So this is the one game of the week that you and I are on opposite sides on. So this will be fun to debate a little bit here. So Las Vegas Raiders. It's going to take me a while to get used to saying that. At the New England Patriots. Right now on ESPN, it's 5.5 points for New England. I had it at 6.5. I know you said it kind of bounced the lat to 5 and is now back at 6. So it's sitting somewhere in that 5 to 6 point range. So I am on the Raiders at +6.5. I just feel like maybe I'm maybe I'm a little on the Monday night high here, but I think they'll keep it close, and that's kind of what I'm betting on, literally. So where are you at on that game?
Yeah, I like the Pats. I took them at -5 yesterday. I think that Vegas is going to come off their win, opening that stadium, big win against the Saints. I think it's a letdown spot for them on the road in New England. Big letdown spot, in my opinion. Um, Vegas can put up points, but I think Belichick has proven year over year that he has a game plan, and this week is no different. I like the Pats -5 coming off the high. They got a short week playing Monday night, now coming to the East Coast. I like the Pats -5.
Yeah, I mean, it is true, and especially under Bill Belichick, the Pats are very, very good coming back home after losses.
Right.
I get not against the spread, but just straight up, their percentage is outrageous. So I
Right.
don't not like them as a winner. Double negative there. But I do hope the Raiders can get a
Yeah, and Cam's
quarter.
playing well. I think
Very well.
he's overperforming in my opinion. I did not think he would play this well. He is rejuvenated under the system.
Well,
I
not to
really like how he's playing.
Yeah, and not to get too off topic because I know we want to keep this to picks, but that's one of the things that's always kind of boggle my mind. So many quarterbacks get a ton of credit, or at least every time a good quarterback underperforms, they kind of will always blame it on a coach or a system or lack of players. But Cam Newton's always been one of those guys that he kind of gets a lot of the blame, which I think is unwarranted. He is now playing with Josh McDaniels, who might be one of the best true offensive coordinators in the league. I know a couple of guys like Shanahan and McVay have made the transition to head coach, but really are play callers. And under Belichick, who will do everything he can to play to your talent, I really just feel like he's still a quarterback that has a lot to offer, and he's playing with by far the best coaching staff he's going to have, especially on the offensive side of the ball,
Sure.
probably ever. I mean, I would love to see him. I mean, not as a Jet fan, but I would love to see him sign a 3-year deal there for his career, right? Like I think he would benefit the most from that. I don't know if they'll pay him, but he would benefit the
Yeah,
most from it.
he can thrive there for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next game. 49ers on the road again, staying in MetLife against the Giants. I'm seeing the line right now at -4. I think it was actually higher than that when it opened. I think it's trailed down a little bit. I know I
Yep.
believe you're on this game, so I'll go ahead and wait to hear where you're at.
Best bet time, New York Giants +4.5. I love the Giants in this spot. The 49ers are just riddled with injuries right now. We don't even know if Garoppolo is going to play. We don't know if Kittle's going to play. They're playing on the same turf that they complained about last week at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, 3 miles from my house. They are playing on that same turf. I think that's going to be in their heads. Couple that with the injuries coming back to the East Coast. I don't know where they stayed. I think last year they actually did like a team retreat in between their East Coast games, but playing in New Jersey again for the second straight week. I just love the Giants here. A little trend. 0-2 teams in week 3 or later are 87% at the spread. And then after week 3, they're actually 9-0 at the spread. So I like the Giants here. They're in desperation mode. They have 2 tough games coming up. After this, I believe they're at Dallas, and I think maybe Ravens even. So this is a must-win for them. I think they're going to scratch and claw. Without Barkley, I think Daniel Jones can open up the playbook. If he doesn't turn the ball over, they're going to win this game. I don't even need the points, but I'm taking Giants best bet 2 units +4.5.
Well, there you have it. The first 2-unit bet of the week.
Yep.
All right. So weird matchup here. So Bengals at Eagles. I don't think that many people are surprised. The Bengals are 0-2. I think just as many people are surprised that the Eagles are 0-2. Eagles -5 right now is what I'm seeing. It's a no play for me. I don't like this game. I don't like either one of these teams from a betting standpoint. But where are you at on this game? Is this a play or is this just a like?
Yeah, again, I don't lean any team, but I do have an official bet on it. I like the over 46.5.
Okay.
I think the Eagles, again, like the Giants, they're in desperation mode. Bengals just give up chunks and chunks of yardage. So the Eagles are definitely going to put up points. But the Bengals and Joe Burrow have shown that, they can put up points themselves. Eagles are banged up. So I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I could see Joey backdooring again for sure. So I'm not playing any side here. I'm definitely playing the total over 46.5. That's going to be for 1 unit.
There it is, and I'm sure he can't wait till that nickname goes away.
Yes, I'm sure.
So Houston, Los Texans are on the road at the Steelers. Steelers -4 right here. This is not a play for me. It is a game I highlighted as a potential play for me, but I'm sticking away from it. I did like the Texans getting the points if I, gun to head had a pick, but not a play for me. Where are you at on this game?
Yeah, so after you chose the Texans, or you were leaning Texans, we were texting back and forth. I looked into it again. They're 0-2 team. Desperation. I think the Steelers are overrated.
Mm-hmm.
I liked them last week. They burned me. But I do like the Texans. I'm going to lean them +4. I think they're going to get back on track this week. I may play it by Sunday, but as of right now, nothing. I could see the Texans winning this game. I really could. It's going to be a big test for that Steelers defense. I don't know if they're up to the challenge right now. So I lean Texans +4, just like you.
They're going to need to. And Deshaun Watson's been taking a lot of flack. I think everybody gives a lot of crap to Bill O'Brien, rightfully so. He doesn't do a lot to help himself out as a personality. But I think a lot of people are giving a lot of flack to Deshaun that they haven't really seen that next step, right? He's sitting in the pocket a little bit. So I think he'll have, a chip on his shoulder, and you'd like to see him come out and perform that way. But, we'll see. All right. So the best team in the NFL, the New York Jets, are on the road at the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this line's moved even because I had made a note of it at +10.5. I see it at -11.5 now for Indianapolis. I don't like double-digit games in the NFL. They scare the absolute hell out of me. I think there's always something scary going on with those. It's, of course, a no play, but that's a big line to play. But the Jets are a very, very bad football team, which means they'll win. But I'm just saying they shouldn't get those points.
Especially week 3. I mean, week 3 with double-digit spreads. I mean, that's tough. I'm not playing this game. For all you Survivor people out there, I mean, the Colts are going to be the number 1 pick for Survivor this week. And I have teams left in my Survivor pool. I'm not playing the Colts. I think the Jets are the worst team in the NFL, but I think they can keep this game close. I for some reason, I think that they can win this ball game and wipe out all those Survivor picks. So I'm not playing them in Survivor, but I'm not playing the spread either. It could be a 30-point loss, or the Jets can come in and upset them. So we will see what happens. I'm not playing the game, but I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that score for sure.
Yeah, and I know we don't talk about fantasy very much, but I think Jonathan Taylor is a phenomenal fantasy running back this week because the Jets could not stop any running back that San Francisco threw at them last week. Carolina Panthers at the Chargers. Chargers right now are a 6.5-point favorite over Carolina. It's not a play for me. Where are you at on it?
Yeah, not a play for me either right now. I am leaning to Carolina. There's just a lot of factors in this game. I mean, last week, Tyrod Taylor goes out before the game. Big controversy where the doctor, punctured his lung before the game. And, their rookie QB has to come in and he plays tremendously out of nowhere against the best team in the NFL, one of the best teams in the NFL. I think it could be a letdown for them. I lean the Panthers, but I'm probably not going to play this game. I see it at 6.5, so I'm definitely not playing at 6.5. If I can get it at 7, I may play it, but as of now, I don't think I'm going to play this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, not a play for me. If I had to lean anything, that may be a game I also lean the over. I think you're dealing with 2 suspect defenses and 2 quarterbacks that aren't necessarily great, but if either one can get ahead, I think it'll just be a kind of a score late kind of garbage kind of thing. And that looks like it's going to be Bridgewater season. So fading those second halves may be fun too. But all right, next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road at Denver Broncos. Tampa Bay's road favorite -5.5.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady has looked not Tom Brady, this year. I think anytime you're going to Denver with the altitude, it's a tough game to lay the 5.5 on that road team. But Denver is riddled with injuries as well. So it's going to be a no play for me. I'm definitely not playing this game no matter what. if I had to pick a side, I'd probably pick Denver, but I'm not playing this one. I just don't see a clear advantage in the game, and we're not here to play every game, so
Right.
I'm laying off this one.
Yeah, I don't like this game either. I mean, I wouldn't play it. I do feel like maybe Tom can have another good game, and maybe they cover that. But either way, it's not a play, so we can just skip right on along. All right, here's a game I do have a play on. So Detroit Lions at Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals -5.5 at home. I don't think they're that much better of a football team than Detroit. I think they're kind of similar, honestly, the way that they're built, the way that they're running. The Lions are expected to get Kenny Galladay back. I think that's being underlooked a lot because he is a phenomenal wide receiver, and they haven't had that yet this year. They're also an indoor team traveling to an indoor facility, so none of that's going to feel different, operate different, anything like that. With the points, I am on Detroit for a play.
Yeah, I'm also on the Lions. We share the same pick there. Arizona's riding high, 2-0 start. Do I think they can sustain this pace? Maybe, but 6.5 is too much to lay. For Arizona here. I'm on the Lions. Stafford gets his target back. He needs someone to throw the ball to. I think he has a huge game this week. Totals at 55.5, which is super high.
It says a lot.
Yeah, it does. And I could see Lions, losing 34-30. I could see them winning 34-30. So love the Lions here. 1 unit. I believe that's my 5th play of the week. So love the Lions here. 1 unit.
Yeah, so we're together on that. All right, probably one of the most fun games to watch. Now, the next couple games should be fun to watch, but fun game to watch. Cowboys traveling up to the Pacific Northwest against Seattle. Seattle -5. So I don't have a play on it. Do you have a play on it?
No play at all. No play on this game. I'm going to sit back and watch it. Like you said, I think it's going to be super entertaining. Totals at 56.5.
Yeah, and growing.
Super high, and growing, and going. You're going up. I think it's going to be a super entertaining game. Russell Wilson's playing out of his mind. Cowboys off a huge win, to save, their early season. You don't want to go down 0-2. So
right.
No play on me. No play here. I could see Seattle winning by 3. I could see Dallas winning by 3. No fans in Seattle. That's a huge, a huge point as well. So no play for me. I'm watching this game though. It's going to be fun.
For sure. And I was reading some interesting things. So they were saying the 4:00 starts, 4:00 Eastern starts on the West Coast for teams don't have the same feeling a lot as either the early games, if there ever is one, or the late night games where you kind of get this awkward feeling of it feels like the middle of the day to you, but you have this night game and it kind of alters some of their perceptions. The 4:00 game plays as a 1:00 game to them. So it doesn't do a lot in players' mindsets of changing it up. So they were saying that it loses a little bit of that advantage. But also, I just think if you really look at that Cowboys games this week, they scored 40 points in 3 quarters after having probably one of the ugliest quarters ever between fumbles and near interceptions and just not playing well. I think you look at the totality of that game, you say 40-39 against an Atlanta team that they should have probably blown out the doors off of anyway. I think there's a little bit over to that. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Cowboys – on paper at least, or even what I've seen on the field, look better than the Patriots. And the Seahawks had to go up against a 4th and goal situation to win that game. So that's the only reason why I don't love the 5 points. I think 5 points is strong. -3, I think, would have been a fair line here to start this game. But anyway, I digress.
And we'll see how the line moves too. I mean, if it drops and heavy money comes in on Dallas, I mean, it might be a play for Seattle. But we'll see. It can that win can either kickstart Dallas this season. Or it could, drain their energy for this week. So, I don't know how they're going to respond. I'll find out again. Like last week, I told you I have an over 10 wins on Dallas this year. That's my biggest, biggest futures bet. So, I'm rooting for Dallas, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. So the last game that's on Sunday, Green Bay Packers at New Orleans Saints. New Orleans are 3-point favorites. I actually got it at 3.5. So my play on this game is Green Bay. Green Bay with the 3.5. I think if New Orleans can win this game, it's not by more than a field goal. I think it'll be back and forth if it is anything. I don't like the way Breeze has been playing. They're still not sure if Michael Thomas is going to play, but even if he does, he's only thrown the ball. I think I had John McClain on. He was talking about only 7 pass attempts over 10 yards down the field, and only 2 or 3 of them have been complete. That's not going to get it done in the NFL, right?
No.
You're not that great of a football team underneath. So for that reason, I just think the Packers are playing very, very well. I think indoors only helps them. No weather, no anything. They're just going to run it around, and I'm not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers very often. I don't like to make a career of betting against Drew Brees either.
No.
But
Yeah.
I think with over the 3.5, I'll play the Packers.
Yeah, Saints off, short week as well. The only thing that worries me is I think the Packers are a little overrated at this point. I mean, yeah, they blew out the Lions last week, but that game was close. That game was close. The Lions threw a pick six, and that's when the Packers really blew it open. I think the Packers could be slightly overrated. I'm not playing this game. But like you said, in New Orleans, no fans, indoors. Rodgers is playing angry. Like I said last week, I still think he's playing angry. I think that can have something to do with it. I like your bet. I'm not playing it for now, but that's should be another fun game to watch. Sunday night. So you can go from the 4:30, the 4:25 game, Dallas, Seattle, and you go right into this game. That could be some nice, 7 hours of football right there.
Oh, yeah, and I'll be honest with you. If this was 3 or 4 years ago, I would have bet the over regardless of what you said it at. But I just don't know if both teams will score a ton of points this week.
Blind bet in the over.
Exactly. Yeah, I put it down when it's still at zeros. All right, the Monday night game. This is a no play for me because I just want to enjoy this game. Chiefs, Ravens. I think everyone's kind of top 2 teams in the AFC. Right now, the line's Baltimore minus 3.5 is what I'm seeing. I know that's kind of wavered just under 3 and up to 4 I've seen on any book there. So do you have a play on this game? Is this a play for you? Where are you at?
Nope, no play for me right now. My couple of my books have Ravens minus 3, but juiced at minus 125. No play for me. If I had to lean, it would be Ravens right now. I think the Chiefs showed some weaknesses last week. They got lucky to beat a weaker Chargers team. I would lean Ravens. They're playing well, so I would lean them. Again, total 54.5. I mean, these totals are just out of control in week 3. I think this is going to be a trend for the rest of the year, just points. Lean Ravens, no bet for me, though.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a lean, I'm probably on the other side of it. I just feel like you'd have to think the Chiefs have a little bit of feeling to show that they need to come back and put up a contest there, but the Ravens are a phenomenal football team. And I think the Ravens are going to play all year with a chip on their shoulder because I think they really felt like they got the short end of it in the playoffs last year, and they felt like they had a lot more to play for. So maybe they'll be able to point that out. All right, so I'm going to try this again, and we're going to share this so that everyone, again, can keep us honest. So here's a list. I'll clean this up for next week, but on both sides here you have the total games that we're playing this week. So what is that, a total of 9 plays all in? We'll keep track, of course, and follow those next week. But if anyone's caring about where we're at, every game that's not notated is a 1-unit play. And then, of course, we'll always notate those stronger 2-unit plays. Again, just a recap for the season so far: 11-3. We only started this last week, so that's off of week 2. 8 units in the right direction is a great start to the year. And we're looking forward to another good week of football. So, Matt, I appreciate you doing it with me, man, and it was fun again. So we'll track it this weekend, and we'll see where we go.
Yep, can't wait, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
All right, be well.
You too. Bye-bye.